Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you're having a good day. Just want to say if you haven't seen my last video, here we go, check it out. It's about the Battle of Falkirk, so quite an interesting video, definitely worth checking out. But in this video I'll be checking out the top 10 places to visit in Dundee. I don't believe I've done a video. But I've done a video to do with Dundee, I think, but I don't think I've done a video to do 10 best places to visit in Dundee. So let's take a look, see what it's like. I presume it's not going to be done by a Scottish person, so it'd probably like words will probably not be pronounced properly, or the places. Yes, so I've had a look.
Dundee, the fourth largest city in Scotland, spreads along the north bank of the Firth of Tay at the foot of Balgary Hill. Once a major port, the city's waterfront is well worth visiting and has since become a commercial and cultural hub that includes an excellent maritime.
An amazing view. What did she say that was? I shouldn't say what it was. Just first she said that.
Once a major port, the city's waterfront is well worth visiting and has since become a commercial and cultural hub that includes an excellent maritime museum complete with preserved vessels and a science center.
That view is...
Number 1, historic Tay Rail Bridge.
Oh, there you go.
If you enter Dundee by train, you'll cross the famous iron bridge over the River Tay.
Oh, the River Tay.
The original 2-mile span of the Tay Rail Bridge, usually referred to simply as the Tay Bridge, was built between 1872 and 1878 and carried the railroad from here to Edinburgh along what was at the time the longest bridge in the world.
18 what? Oh.
To simply as the Tay Bridge, was built between 1872 and 1878 and carried the railroad from here to Edinburgh.
Been made since 1870. Well, that's... Well, I can understand it's probably made from cast iron, isn't it? So that probably lasts quite a while.
Along what was at the time the longest bridge in the world. Number 2, Discovery Point and the RRS Discovery. Located on the Dundee waterfront.
I've heard a lot about the Discovery. I know obviously got like a lot to do with Scotland and things like that, but I can't remember. Well, I used to know a lot about it, shall I say, but was it involved in like one of the wars past as well? I know a lot more about the Victory than I do Discovery, but the Victory has nothing to do with Scotland anyway. But if she doesn't explain it, let me know in the comments if I'm right about it being involved in some sort of war or something like that.
Discovery Point documents the history of the Royal Research Ship RRS Discovery. It also vividly illustrates the natural wilderness and awe-inspiring beauty of the polar regions through state-of-the-art special effects and audiovisual presentations. Wow. Number 3, HMS Unicorn. Another lovingly restored ship that's...
And the thing about Unicorn, I know it's actually the animal of Scotland. Well, obviously it's to do with the magic of Scotland, and but I can honestly say I've never really heard of the HMS Unicorn. I've heard of the HMS Victory and all that sort of stuff, like I said a minute ago. But I don't think I've ever heard of the HMS Unicorn. Might need to look more into that at some point. But I will say as well, that does look quite a nice ship as well. I don't usually go explain much about it, but definitely
now docked permanently on the waterfront is the unusual-looking HMS Unicorn. Just a 10-minute walk from RSS Discovery and looking more like Noah's Ark than a warship, this nearly 200-year-old Royal Navy frigate was equipped with 46 cannons and launched in 1824.
1824? It's got how many cannons? Sorry, I keep going back.
Old Royal Navy frigate was equipped with 46 cannons and launched in 1824.
46 cannons.
Number 4, Vanda Dundee. One of the newest major attractions to open in Scotland.
Say it says V&A Dundee. Is that V Van de Dundee? Is that actually what it's called?
One of the newest major. 4. Number 4, Vanda Dundee. One of the newest major
Let
attractions.
me know what that actually means, because she said Van de Dundee, but it says V&A Dundee. I know I doubt she'll explain what it is, but I mean, let me know what it's
Open
about.
in
But
Scotland.
I can say it's a really astonishing building. Looks like some sort of ship, but not a ship. Guessing it's very famous for ships. Dundee as well then, which is quite good because I don't mind ships. I like castles and stuff as well. I really like castles, but I've done a few castle videos here, but if you haven't seen those, go check it out.
Scotland, the Vanda Dundee was unveiled in all its high-tech glory in the fall of 2018. Boasting a stunning design meant to resemble the cliffs of East Scotland.
Resemble the cliffs of East Scotland. Looks like it still looks like some sort of ship, but it's only made in 2018. It does look quite modern, so I'm guessing it's why, but is that I can't really tell properly, but is that some sort of lock there? Can't really tell with the picture, but it looks like
Though it definitely sports the profile of a galleon, or even a whale, from one angle, this splendid new museum is
a whale. Yeah, I suppose. Actually, the way you look at it now, that bit. But I thought the whole thing kind of looked more look at the other way. I thought it might be more of a structure like a ship, but the way you look at it now, sort of that angle, I can see like the whale like look there. But also, she said it's a museum. Interesting looking museum. Sort of similar to there's not really much to actually see in my city. Trust me. No, it really is. But you might think different if you come here, but I mean, personally, I don't think there is a few places to visit for tourism, but it's not really as good as it was before. Kind of lost a lot of its history. But no, Titanic Museum, which is actually here, sort of looks like a more Titanic type looking place, and it's obviously the Titanic Museum or Sea City Museum they call it, but it generally is a Titanic museum. It's sort of got that Titanic look to it, but it's not got like the exact Titanic like funnels and that sort of thing. It just like looks like a ship, sort of, or similar to a Titanic, but most of the stuff in there is to do with Titanic. Never actually been in there properly. I've been in like the lobby bit, but I've never actually been in there look around. But it's quite expensive going. I might go in there one day and have a look around, but I mean, you can actually see parts of things in the water. So there's all of stuff history about 1912 when the Titanic actually sunk and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not going to go into that anyway. But if you want to see more about that, feel free to have a look. But I might do a video at some point about it. But I mean, it's not really what I'm focusing on right now. But anyway, back to the video.
The first in the country to be dedicated solely to achievements and trends of Scottish design. Number 5, Glamis Castle.
Yes.
Characteristically baronial in style. Glamis Castle. Characteristically baronial in style, Glamis Castle is
castle. Not like the usual castle you see, like the more sort of darker, sort of greyish bricks. Most castles, I know obviously a lot of castles are different now, but a lot of the castles you usually see is more sort of greyish brick or more like that. But I know there's obviously different castles as well. Like it's more of a sort of reddy or pinkish bricks. But this castle reminds me. It looks. I don't want to like take the mick or anything, but it looks kind of a bit like a you think about all the like the poles and the roof parts here, so the roof, it looks a bit like a thing out of Disney. I don't know if you can see that, but I mean it sort of reminds me a bit of like a Disney sort of thing, but better. You know, when obviously you see that intro to Disney when it comes up, it's got a little castle and that's that um it goes across. It's sort of, I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's obviously better than Disney. But I mean, you know, from all the castles I've seen, reacting to some of the Scottish stuff, Scottish castle would seem not really out of the world. So
One of the finest tourist attractions in Scotland. Located an easy 12-mile drive north of Dundee, this 17th century fairy tale castle is surrounded by
yeah, that's why I thought Disney looking thing, because they mentioned, I'm not sure if it is, but it's like a fairy tale castle because it's not, doesn't seem to be looking like the traditional type castle you see. It's more like a fairy tale castle. That's why that Disney sort of vibe to it makes sense. I don't know if you guys see it as well, but let me know in the comments if you do. I don't want to like be a bit um well, judgmental, shall I say, on it, but it does kind of give me that sort of fairy tale vibe. But I mean, it is an astonishing castle, and it's much better than Disney. I mean, I'm going to say it is definitely much better than Disney, but it does give me that fairy tale vibe. That's what I was looking for.
parkland and lies at the end of a long avenue of oaks. A castle is said to have stood here as far back as 1,000 years ago and, according to Shakespeare, was where Macbeth murdered King Duncan.
Wow, that could a dark turn. So that's actually where Shakespeare apparently. Oh, what was it again? I need to go back.
Years ago and, according to Shakespeare, was where Macbeth murdered King Duncan.
So that's. Wait, I'm guessing that castle is obviously where the whole Macbeth thing started. I mean, I know a bit about Shakespeare, but I didn't know that was where the whole Macbeth thing was about. But King Duncan, don't know much about him. I know obviously apart what she said in the Shakespeare sort of stories and that, but I didn't know about Duncan. Probably need to look more into that at some point. But wow,
Number 6 Jute Mill, Verdant Works. Much of Dundee's growth over the centuries was due to its jute industry, a natural fiber used in the manufacture of ropes and products such as sacks. The excellent Verdant Works, also known as Scotland's Jute Museum, explores the impact of the industry on the area, including its effect upon the local populace, half of whom of working age were employed in the industry. Number
So what? Didn't really say much about that. I mean, I guess I don't know much about the jute mill. Didn't really explain much about it, but I'm guessing that obviously they do certain materials like things like I saw that hay. Saw a bale of hay there. So I'm guessing that obviously it does certain things to like hay for horses and um all that sort of thing. Didn't really explain much about that one, but she did the others. But I may need to look more into
Number
these ones.
7 The McManus, Dundee's art gallery and museum. Located in a grand old Victorian building.
I've heard of the McManus. But don't know much about
in
it.
the city center, a visit to the McManus Art Gallery and Museum is definitely one of the top free things to do in Dundee. The McManus keeps a collection of works by
That's actually some pretty good art there. Actually, I don't know exactly what they are, but that one looks quite interesting there. The one in the middle there, pretty nice. I like that one with that go over the kilt and is that bagpipes see on there? Yeah, it looks like bagpipes. I can see. Can't really tell what the other ones are. Guessing there's one like with like unicorn or is that the what's a round table? It's not a round table. That's got some nice art there.
TH and 20th century European masters and well-known local artists, including James Mackintosh Patrick.
I don't know much about James Mackintosh Patrick. I know of him. I know he's an artist. But the only ones I already know of is obviously the like Vincent van Gogh and Leonardo da Vinci, that. Not really big on the artist names, but I've heard of that.
Number 8 Best Bits of Dundee Old Town. Dundee's historic city centre is a delight to explore on foot. One of the highlights of Dundee Old Town is St. Paul's Cathedral with its 213.
What did you just say?
The Old Town is St. Paul's Cathedral.
Oh my god. Paul's Cathedral. Right, okay. St. Paul's Cathedral. I know what it meant. It's just like, oh. Wait. I don't know if you guys heard that, but she's like, St. Paul's Cathedral. St. Paul's Cathedral, yeah, okay, I get what she meant, but anyway, these little ornaments here, I don't know if she's going to explain it about it, but these statues, sorry, what do they resemble?
Dundee Old Town is St. Paul's Cathedral with its 213-foot tall tower. This neo-Gothic cathedral was completed in 1853 and is notable for the Venetian salviati that adorns the altar. Number 8 Old Town is St. Paul's Cathedral with its 213-foot tall tower.
Well, okay, right. Kind of confused now. I know that obviously that tower, that thing she's talking about there, I'm guessing that's St. Paul's Cathedral because obviously it looks like a cathedral. However, what are these statues? What do they resemble? Because she's not explaining what they are. If any know in comments below what they are, please let me know because I don't know exactly what they're called, or if she's going to say them because she doesn't say them.
This neo-Gothic cathedral was completed in
apart from her saying it's a neo-Gothic cathedral.
1853 and is notable for the Venetian salviati that adorns the altar. Number 9 Mills Observatory. The Mills Observatory was built in 1935 and is located on the heavily...
It's not that old then. Well, it is, but it's not as old as the other ones, like the 18th century or, well, so 19th century. This one's more of a 20th century building. But it does look fairly old. I'm not going to lie, it does actually look quite old.
Wooded summit of Bulgari Hill.
Sort of a mix between
just
old
2
and
miles
futuristic.
west of Dundee's city centre, it's Britain's
wow. I like that. Sorry if that's in there.
only full-time public observatory, and provides a unique opportunity to do some stargazing using a computerized telescope capable of spotting upwards of 30,000 objects in the sky.
30,000 objects in the sky, so you can probably... okay.
Opportunity to do some stargazing using a computerized telescope capable of spotting upwards of 30,000 objects.
Upwards of 30,000 objects, so I'm guessing you can, like... I don't know about Pluto, but I'm guessing you can see like things like Jupiter. Probably like the rings of Saturn, like that. Wow.
It's in the sky. Number...
Was that invented in Scotland, just out of curiosity? That'd be quite interesting that it's invented in Scotland, because I know Scotland's got a lot of history and a lot of things they invented. Much better than what a lot of people can do.
10 Camperdown Wildlife Centre. A visit to Camperdown Wildlife Centre, part of Camperdown Country Park, is one of the top things for families to do in Dundee. Set amid the 400 acres of the former country estate, the Wildlife Centre presently houses some 300 or so animals representing 50 species, including the star attractions, a pair of European brown bears named Star and Comet. Including the star attractions, a pair of European brown bears named Star and Comet. Hope you like this video.
Okay. Yeah, Star and Comet, that's kind of interesting name to name the bears. Are they still alive? I'm guessing they're still alive. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I mean, the wildlife thing, I'll be really interested in actually see more about as well. But that observatory kind of caught my eye a bit. Um, Especially that thing about that Glamis castle to do with Macbeth. I didn't know it was actually that was actually do with Macbeth. That was kind of interesting to know actually. I know obviously there's a lot of stuff to do with Macbeth. I mean, I haven't actually um looked into a lot. But I know a lot about obviously um what's uh William Shakespeare, but I didn't know that was actually a place Macbeth had history with, which is quite interesting. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, help me over join YouTube, and until then, I'll see you next video. Take care and see you all soon. Bye.